have been working on getting this going behind the scenes for months. I have not been really telling people about this because, well, everyone does everything in secret and nobody likes to work together. Hello and welcome to another episode of Southdown Garage. Today we have the 3-liter engine from the Ford Explorer on an engine stand, and we're gonna do some testing on the dyno. So first we want to tear it down and take a look at what's going on and find out if we do have a ported solution. We need to start by taking all the valve cover off, take the front cover off, and go from there.
So there's not any differences
There's no differences.
Okay.
I'm supposed to tell you that between the heads that are on this vehicle and the ones that we might be planning to put on it, there's maybe 3 differences, but no more than 3. Maybe 4, but most likely just 3. Definitely not 11. Definitely not 12.
Definitely not 12. Maybe 11.
We have the one valve cover off, and what we're gonna do is take the intake off. But before we do that, for all you guys that have had to get in here to change your injectors out to go to the bigger stuff, come take a look at this intake here, and we're gonna show you basically how the bolts are on the intake so that you know what you're getting yourself into. So you have your 4 bolts in behind here. They are 8mm head. So you'll end up taking this off, and then you come around to this side here, and we've got another set of bolts. Obviously it's a lot easier to show you with the engine out of the car. Now what we're gonna try to do now is we're gonna try to pop up the intake with a pry bar. I know that sounded scary, it's not. And this intake is already broken, so I'm not worried about doing more damage to it, but these would already be off, and these are going to your injectors on the back of the engine. It's okay, everyone, we're just gonna do some damage. As you can see, whoever pulled this engine wasn't worried about these. Now, here's your fuel rails for your high pressure system. As you can see, there is no provision for port injection, and that's specifically what we're trying to accomplish with this engine. Now that we have this out, we're gonna take out these last 2 bolts on the valve cover and pop it off for you guys. It is a little stiff. We should take the dipstick out first. Just have to work it a little bit here. Once we get this off, we can start taking the front end apart and show you guys what's literally under there. Don't worry about it.
Oh man.
Really under the front of this car, and we can get ready to. Now that cracking might, oh, we forgot one. Could happen to anyone. Oh, see, I did that again. Can't believe it. I think it's all the way out. It really fights you, I'm not gonna lie. So if you're doing this in your car, you're probably not going to be having the best time. There we go. It's almost up. There we go. Boy, you're really holding on, aren't you? Oh, I think I have one that is actually. Oh good, I forgot about that one. In order to take this off, you need this special puller. And what it does is it basically clamps on the inside of here. It will pull this pulley out. It's a good idea to make sure that this is good and hot so that you burn your hands on the inside of the pulley. Once that's off, of course, you don't necessarily have to take the water pump off, but when you do pull the water pump off, this piece behind, oh look, they make plastic water pumps too. What a stupid idea that is. There's a pipe here, and it goes down here for this coupler. So it basically gets pressed on, so in order to pull this off, it's easier to put the water pump out, but you don't need to do that. Are you guys ready to see the front of this engine, see what it looks like? See how easy that was to take off? Now here's our timing gear set, and we can finally get to pulling these heads off. Now, if you are doing this job properly, we want to make sure to set top dead center, but we're not. But we should. All right, I'm gonna grab some gloves because this a little bit messy. Now, of course, it's probably going to be like about 5 weeks between when I sat here with you guys and when this engine comes back from the machine shop. So we're definitely going to forget where everything goes. However, in the meantime, I'm going to order everything we need. So timing gears, I don't know if the phasers, I think the phasers should be fine. You want to make sure that anytime you're working on something as sensitive as what we are, that you use an impact gun. That way you can make sure that you're going to do damage. And I'm kidding, I don't actually mean that. A lot of times I say things just to get a reaction. Just kidding. I'm sure my company thought so. That guy's a jerk. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter because all this stuff's going to get replaced anyways. With brand new Ford stuff, because it's going to be a built motor, so I don't want to cheap out on one single thing and have any issues. I mean, this is a learning experience like you could not believe, taking all this stuff apart. You know, most people don't take apart something newer like this unless you're doing crazy stuff like we're planning to do. So, I gotta take that. See, this is why I'm using this engine specifically, because it has. And we're just gonna keep flowing here. I might even intelligently write on it so I know what stuff is. Nope, probably not. My curiosity is going to pique my interest right now. Okay, I think I have to take that pump off. Okay. Come on. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Now you guys know as much as I do. Don't worry, it only cost me like $2,500 to find this information out. It's fine. It's fine, I don't mind sharing with the internet. We need a 15 mil socket, 12 point, and we're gonna go in here, and I'm fairly certain we can get all of these. Yep, we can. So we don't. Now, if you use a 1/2 inch drive, you're not gonna get that one out. Just a heads up. So we're all gonna watch together and see if Kurt breaks these. Now, you're gonna want to let off the pressure. So you're going to want to go star, da, 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 right? So it's like da, 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 outside, da, da. And now the problem is, so you only want to get like a few cracks. You're not really going for abuse here. I feel like I should take that off. I'm gonna snap those off. I feel like that wasn't the one I was supposed to. Oh, man, every time I crack this thing, I'm like, is this gonna be the last one? It's like a bunch of 10 mils and 8 mils. And then somebody's gonna be like, oh, well, that's not supposed to be there. Probably not. I'm going to show you one extra thing before we close everything up. It's a bit of a surprise. I know you guys saw it in the beginning and you're like, what the heck's going on? Let me show you. Laugh it out!